But SJP2 at the moment, 17 points as it stands. Forbidden still have one alive, but Reply to have decided to take the fight against Stay Healthy here.
Yeah, they're going to deathball this. They are absolutely swinging. They want to take control of the inside of the building, knowing that they won't be able to get ported on from the height, like the position they had a few moments ago. So it's smart to force them down to the lower ground, excuse me. Forbidden will be eliminated as Lufko will be the last one to go. Reply Totem now taking both the high ground and the middle of the building, as we find ourselves now with 3 squads remaining. Reply Totem trying to find an angle, and this might be a very, very healthy looking cook nade for them as the thermite will go in. They try and catwall off the northern side of the zone here, Stay Healthy, and they might have done a really good job in doing so.
Can Reply Totem just avoid this fight for long enough? It looks like yes, because now, yes, the wall is down, but SJP2 will be taking the fight.
Yeah, one thing, the Devo might make a difference here as well, because you can fire so rapidly through that wall. Armor Sword going to be picked up here by Dente that they left for themselves a few seconds ago. Still 3 squads remaining, but unfortunately it looks like Stay Healthy won't be healthy for much longer, as Mizuku will go down. Reply Totem, who have controlled this high ground for such a long time here, Dan, surely in prime to win this one.
You think so, but remember, there are still ults that can change things. Big tether coming through, but the Mirage ult is going to come out very shortly as well, but they've done so much damage here.
Shex does a great job, by the way, just to stay alive in that situation, doesn't over-peak. Reply Totem still up on this high ground, still looking to pick up these final players, still looking for KP. Stay Healthy eliminated. Kraber out here. Now you can hit the shots. Goes for the no-scope. Won't be able to connect, and now he's on his own. Now he hits the no-scope when it really, really matters, and Reply Totem will be your winners here of game number 1 on Stormpoint. But Max Strafey's got a Kraber, and he's looking to carve a hole for UM to lead this building.
I think they're going to be able to get these kills on the corner. That is Masuko down. UAIM don't want to overplay their hand right now, but they don't really have to. Just waiting for the death box to pop. Stay Healthy are going to go down. UAIM make top 3. How much further can they climb?
Aurora will have to leave this high ground at the moment. And inside of the building, UAIM will have to leave as well. Now, what's the play going to be? You can see zipline starting to be put down. Alliance are trying to look for some kidnaps as well to bring one of those Aurora members down to the low ground with a crash.
I don't
There is
think
that
Aurora can
fuse
do anything.
But the Watson gen is going to eat that up.
Aurora have to drop right now. This portal will take them to their deaths. Alliance know that they just have to monitor the exit right now. Responding Motherload. Alliance playing small for the moment, just letting this fight happen between UAIM and Aurora.
And now they start to influence it themselves. The fight is going to play out. Like you say, Aurora will be eliminated. They will be 3rd place. Alliance the most healthy. Hackers goes up to the high ground, sprays that R9, and Alliance will be the champions of game number 2. It is a masterful, masterful navigation towards that end game from them. And of course, it was deadly from the likes of Unlucky and Effect.
Just kind of sizing each other up at the moment.
How split lines are.
Not only is Hackers alive, but Alliance is also, Unlucky, excuse me, has also found himself on the high ground. I still wouldn't put it out of the realms of possibility of Alliance winning this game, by the way. That's how good they are.
I agree with you. Forbidden, though, they are in a very, very good spot. Nemesis are going to be close enough to them. I think the call probably from Hackers to Unlucky, who's now up on that high ground, is find some KP. Everyone's going to have to leave these buildings pretty soon. You have the height, and you have a Devo as well, which I'm pretty sure he managed to, when we saw him leading box, would have been able to find, if not ammo, then certainly a switch to an R99 or something similar to output some damage. So Forbidden are going to have to make this move right now. They know that Nemesis are in front of them. They're trying to spray through the cat wall, but Nemesis now make their play. Unlucky is trying to influence that fight, as you can see from the height.
Hackers is pretty close to where the zone's going to be going as well. As you can see, Unlucky does get the first knock. Job done from the first hound that was sent out, and he could just keep up and be a nuisance here, and now suddenly you've already found a top 3.
Gets the armor swap as well, gets back up to the high ground. That Q reset's going to be so important for him off those knocks. So Hackers also finds himself a kill, by the way, and Alliance, even as a 2, are just being an absolute nuisance in this lobby. Hackers will jump into his drone, will be invisible as he pops his battery as well. And Alliance are just giving the lobby a runaround at the moment.
Hackers did find himself within the zone, but now he comes out of it to help. And Alliance is still going.
They're back together, and now it's all Unlucky left on his own, but I wonder if it's going to be too much for him to do. 50 HP in a dream, but Dan, what have Alliance just done to the lobby?
He still found an armor swap here. This is still doable.
Ah! What? All right. All right, everybody. Okay. That is disgusting.
Aurora, great scouting so far with the fuse. Now can they force these two squads together? Nephilim have been the inevitable force in this lobby. They have not stopped taking ground, taking space from other teams. Aurora taking their first chunk of it with the very freshly gotten Wraith Portal. VCGO immediately recognized that Aurora is the big threat. They start piling in on them, and it forces the Wraith Portal back. Aurora now caught between a rock and a hard place, in zone or into the sightlines of VCGO.
Yeah, I think Aurora are just going to sadly get focused by both teams, but they have been able to find a little position behind the building here, and also the fuse really coming into play just to keep them away at the moment. But Aurora now will lose one. Now they get focused, and Nephilim are sending it on them. But will Nephilim stay healthy, or can VCGO maybe take advantage here?
VCGO's jump on Nephilim. It's their game to take. Still one member of Aurora left, but VCGO know that against a solo, they've just got to keep everyone up. No, gonna swing on Kazakh, take him down, taking out Aurora and winning game number 4.
VCGO put up the points, and Aurora will take second place, I believe. So they did very well just to avoid that gunfire. Yeah, reply to him. We're just going to play underneath FaZe Clan, but now Onyx is maybe their next target as they move around. They're also pinging Zipline Mafia, who maybe are going to try and take some high ground, as FaZe have taken a lot of damage, and FaZe have lost one because Zipline Mafia did zipline onto them, and they have certainly made things a little bit more difficult for FaZe now.
Onyx see the opportunity to push, and they will push. Nags is down to about 30 HP. Now he's down. Last player alive for FaZe is trying to escape, and it's Onyx who take the opportunity from the fight that took place to try and take this position away now. Onyx, they're getting pushed by Totem. Totem will be eliminated, and somehow Onyx hold for now.
Somehow FaZe still alive as well. The last remaining player is going to be alive for FaZe, but it's probably going to be a 3 versus 1 here, and it looks like Zipline Mafia are going to clean this one up.
Zipline Mafia, who live up to their name by taking that zipline, get a donation from Zane for the final KP. FaZe gets second, but it's the Zipline Mafia who take control, and they will win your game number 5. Everyone looking for KP on this side of the zone at the moment, as everybody isn't quite sure who's going to be able to survive the longest. You do see it down on the low ground, though. I think it's BPR who are down on that low ground. Looking for some angles. GG eliminated from the lobby. Wraith Portal's now starting to be used, but everyone's kind of ended up in the same place. Team Nemesis with his catwall, though, have split the zone in their favor.
And Nemesis just trying to get further and further as they close in. Only 1 point behind second place now. Nemesis looking in a really good position to try and push themselves into the top 2. But they cannot afford to take a fight too early because there's just so many teams that may jump on them here. And already using your catwall does leave you vulnerable.
Do have some smoke, so again, they're going to get sent by Mouse here. Forbidden. Now known as Mouse. We'll get Aku back onto his feet, and Nemesis will be eliminated. So a frustrating moment for them. Down on the low ground, though, you can see the fight starting to take place. But surely this is just opening the door for Mouse to close out. They will do that indeed. Forbidden Mouse, it doesn't matter. You can call them champions.
What does matter is Mouse have made the right choice picking them up.
Oh, Drops has gone down here. This is making this a much more difficult situation. Skillcakes doesn't... Oh, my goodness, though. That Sparrow ultimate could be very, very good. However, the mobile shield is good enough to keep Fusion alive for a few extra seconds here. But the combination play coming out from Skittlecakes means that Omen will fall, Fusion will fall as well. The pressure he just exerted as one player was phenomenal.
Furia are still inside this building, by the way, but I believe they might just be a 2. So this is all starting to look towards a Virtus Pro victory, as long as they can just make sure that they keep these 2 teams ahead of them a little bit further north, and then they should be able to clean this up comfortably. But Furia is certainly going to come out late here. You just need to make sure they don't fully send it on you on top.
Skillcakes is going to try and fly forward. Skillcakes donates himself. That's not the best of plays after what we just saw. We're trying to create something out of nothing. And now VP use that void passage to find one, to find a couple. Slayer should be able to get the armor swap, but he's down pretty low. And that might have opened the door for Furia. They just step out and win the thing. And I think the fact that the pressure that came in from AGG in those final moments just did enough damage to make it winnable. Furia take that opportunity.
Again, using that invisibility to his advantage just so he can scout out and provide that information to the rest of the team. Shopify Rebellion, I agree, they're in a really good spot, but everything can change. If Leave No Witness decide they really want to send it on the western side, they can be a real problem. And a lot of this is going to come down to what ultimates are available, because you've got to remember there's going to be Ashes on the side of Shopify Rebellion and on the side of Leave No Witness. They can just suddenly dart to another position. VP do not have an Ash to work with, but they do have a Ballistic. So bear that in mind. The Ballistic, everything, especially if you've got a Devo in that sling.
Right here.
This could be another moment, though, where VP decide that the better play is to play for second. Out comes the Ash portal. That's going to be right underneath Virtus Pro, so it actually delays this whole fight, this whole game a little while longer, but the headshot on Lou is huge. Shopify Rebellion open things up to take height away from Virtus Pro to put them in a no-win situation. Play for second. You'll be lucky if you get to survive to that point. Zach Mazer sitting in the corner right now is going to pull off the res with Newcastle, but Shopify Rebellion hear it coming, and they are here to end that journey. Zach Mazer will go down, Virtus Pro will fall, and it's leave no witnesses who are left to claw their way up to high ground. A privilege they will not be allowed. They are deleted by Shopify Rebellion, who take game 2 in style.
Shopify Rebellion assert their dominance once more. They had found that position on the train cart, and they just ensured that they played this one correctly from...
103 is still alive, but Jim Burton, I think, is the last player standing. It should be the end of their game very, very soon. He's trying to hyper behind the knockdowns, but it's not going to be enough. Shopify are out. Leave no witness have fallen as well. And 100 Thieves, who we just saw the last team to fall in this lobby, we have our 3 remaining teams. It's Furia, Orchid, and Sentinels.
But Orchid, I think, are just a 2, and Sentinels are just a 1, so this should be an easy cleanup and a comfortable victory for Sentinels, providing they don't make a mistake here.
A lot of ammo here to play with, though, in the Havoc. Well, with 2 squads remaining and 3 players standing here against the 2, it would have to be a mistake from Sentinels if they don't close this one out. A little bit of ammo is going to be beautiful to find. Reload the good P20s. Get the damage onto Luxford. Send someone else in. It's the big swing coming in now. But I tell you what, Orchid are making this difficult for Sen. And now you're seeing the ultimate come out from Sparrow as well, which is really slowing this fight down. Surely this will be the final moment, though. LOTR 31 gets that first knock. Last player alive. It's a 3 versus 1 here. Sentinels, if they throw this, they will never hear the last of it.
Well, they can actually just use an evac tower to regain some height here if they would like. But yeah, Luxford is above, and Luxford's going to try and pull off a madness here. And I'm not going to count him out just yet, just in case something spectacular happens. But as they're playing this one very safe, they're all making sure they heal up here.
Good luck, Luxford. Takes the evac tower. Tries to survive as long as he can, but you're feeling it's going to be inevitable here. Sentinels do close out. Sentinels will be the champions. And Sentinels, they own Down Beast.
And it was...
Corinthians should be able to hold their position with plenty of confidence. Team Orchid not even making it in the ring with confidence, as Luxford has to be sent back through the portal, and unfortunately, to his likely demise, stall things out for just a little while longer, as LG are going to meet the same fate.
Yeah, LG are down. Everybody is just getting absolutely ripped trying to move towards this zone at the moment. There is barely any playable space. It's all little nooks and crannies, corners that you're trying to call your own. But look at the value that the Newcastle wall is bringing out here for CTE. They are doing a great job of holding their spot, and now they swing out. Now the damage has been done around them. They can clear this side of the zone. Most loved are gone. Leave no witness are gone as well.
CTE take a reset here. Corinthians, though, still in charge of this game. This could be a huge win for the Corinthians out of South America. To take this win, 3 squads left. They are in top. They are on high ground. CTE and 1 member of Omit left to challenge.
It's a Mirage left for Omit as well. So we could see what looks like a solo turn into a lot of players. If he can hit the ult at just the right time, Sang might be spotted out here, and yes, indeed, he will. He's trying to do what he can to survive, and indeed jumps and uses that ultimate just to buy a little bit of time, but he won't be able to get top 2. It'll be top 3 for Omit. Corinthians are looking to move in. Kings, he'll go down as well. Once it's all up to you. If you can clutch this, it will be a massive moment, but no, it's CTE, who from that position behind the Newcastle wall will be able to win this final fight. CTE will close out here on Idris.
Oh, what a devastating swing.
Just the 20 points on the board for them. As we are going to see the Reds come in, and Furia are back in the game. The JMO show is one that everybody's buying tickets for.
50 points, they now find themselves in first place to Furia. Can they follow up with a win here just to try and create a bit more of a gap between themselves and Shopify Rebellion? Leave no witness is still going to be a threat to them on that southern side, though, especially have a little bit of hype, but they're currently being focused by 2 teams. And this is where the ultimate's going to play a big part. And remember, Furia have that Mad Maggie available to them. But the question is Madness going to have the ultimate? The answer's no.
Don't know if he's going to have time. Just being respawned for that to be something they can put to use in these final moments. It's going to be an amped up Sentinel for Madness to try and connect some big money shots. No scope to work with those. Leave no witness. Will try and zip across to the low ground. But you can see 100 Thieves are too wise to that one. Only one player left alive. That's going to be blazed down on that low ground. But 100 Thieves just prioritizing their position here, Dan, before they drop down and look to finish off this fight. They find a couple of those kills. Leave no witness will be eliminated. Now 100 Thieves, though. They jump into the motherload, and Jen's left on his own. It's Furia in front of them. He's looking to do something wild here, Jen. Jen Burton standing tall, but finally will go down. We're into the top two.
Into the top two, and NRG now shall come up and clean up the pieces as they will find the victory here, just shutting down anyone who is still alive below them. And it's NRG who put up points to sail their way up their leaderboards.
Pretty much the entire day without Noct, who had his power go out a little bit earlier on. But for NRG, things not looking too good. The shield swap from Timmy just feels like it's delaying the inevitable here. And LOTR as the solo picks up yet another kill for the boys here on Sentinel.
Yeah, and one step closer to
kills.
first place. One step closer. 3 points now behind Furia, our Sentinels. There is still a chance that they could take first for this entire darn series. But maybe Shopify Rebellion will have something to say about that, because they currently hold center zone. Them and Citadel are in the 2 best positions right now for sure.
LOTR, by the way, on the Maggie is having a generational run, bringing his team closer and closer to even more placement points. 9 KP and 7 assists for him. But Shopify Rebellion, they're not worried about that. They're worried about first place right now, and they're worried about if Koifel's going to be able to clean up these kills. Instead, it's going to be going back, making sure that Bolt isn't going to be doing too much damage to them behind the Newcastle wall by destroying it. The LOTR is just kind of causing and heckling them at the moment, ticking away at them, using that riot drill to just be such a nuisance.
Yeah, NIP kind of took the attention away from Shopify Rebellion, and it means that he is able to just walk up on this one. He'll be able to play this wall for a little bit longer, but NIP are just on the other side here. He needs to hope that NIP commit to this fight before he does.
Fully decked out Devo here for Koifel. NIP already felt the wrath of it, but managed to survive. Zone starts to close. 4 squads now remaining. Citadel Gaming, Shopify, Sentinels as the solo, and Ninjas in pajamas.
Tell you what, he's in a really good spot right now. I love this, still being able to walk up.
Solo is.
Oh, maybe they've spotted him now.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're worried about someone making a play before they take damage. Bangalore going to come in. LOTR, are you able to make the climb up? That's the real question here. He is just about, but it will be the end of the generational run. Sentinels will fall, and now we turn our attention to Shopify Rebellion. Second place coming into this game. Second place as it stands, but if they win this game, they will be able to steal away first, and that's exactly what they will do. Shopify Rebellion, who had to travel more distance in this 6-game set than most teams do across 8 to 10 games, has somehow managed to close out here in the final game.